By the end of this video, you'll be able to build your very own AI researcher using multi-agent AI system. There is a lot to learn in this single tutorial, so grab your cup of coffee and let's learn together. Ready to do it? Let's get right into it. Alrighty, so before we get started, let's look at the files and everything we need in order to complete this particular tutorial. The first thing we'll look at is the requirement.txt. What libraries do we need in order to complete this tutorial? Okay, so in the requirement.txt file, we'll be installing Crewai, and this Crewai will help us to implement AI agents simply, okay? Also, if you are someone who wants to use open source model, then we will have to install Grok, okay? That will help you to leverage open source models from Grok AI. You get a free API that you can use in this particular project. But in my case, I'll be using the GPT 3.5 Turbo API key from OpenAI. If you want to learn how to set up these open source models, in my previous tutorial, we've used a lot of open source models, so you can check it out and then see how you can just implement the open source API keys into your code. The next thing you need to also install is python.env. So python.env will allow us to load in our API keys in our code. Alright, so the next thing you have to go ahead and do is to create a .env file in the same working directory. Over there, you have to write API key and paste in your API key. As I told you earlier, I'll be using API key from OpenAI. So just paste in your API key and we'll be able to load that API key in our code. So before we get right into coding, I came up with a diagram that will enhance your understanding about what we are actually going to build. So let's just take a look at that and let me explain what we are going to build. All right, so over here in this particular diagram, you can see we have 3 different AI agents, okay? So we have a researcher agent, and the function of this researcher agent is to take your given research topic and conduct a very comprehensive research about that given topic. After conducting the research, it will come out with a research paper, and this research paper will be passed to another agent called agent 2, and this agent 2 is a research validator. So agent 2 will take this research and make sure research is according to industry standard before releasing it to agent 3. So assuming the research paper received by agent 2 is not according to the research standard, agent 2 will delegate tasks to agent 1, in this case passing back this research paper to agent 1 that, okay, the research paper you came up with is not according to what industry standard, so can you tweak it, can you rewrite it, can you redo your research and make sure it conforms to the industry standard before we send it out there. So you can see agent 2 have task delegation capability, and I'll teach you how to implement all these in the code. It's pretty simple, okay? So agent 2 have more power, so they will be doing this back and forth, checking that the research paper from agent 1 is good before it passes it to what agent 3. So this back and forth will happen between agent 1 and agent 2 till the research paper conforms to the industry standard. Okay, so agent 3 here, what it's doing is that it received this research paper and it's a content creator agent, so it will write a very comprehensive, friendly, and very technical content, okay, or post about the research paper and post it to our social media handles, okay? So that's the function of what? Agent 3, okay? So this is what we are going to build, but right after the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to what? Come out with your own complicated agent structure to solve real-world problems, to solve a very complicated problems for you, okay? So let's now dive back into the code and see how we can implement this. All right, so I can get rid of this and write in the code, these are the things we are going to import. So we import .env, so load.env from .env, which we use to load our API keys, and then from LANGCHAIN we import chat OpenAI, which will be our conversational model. We also import OS to get the OpenAI API key. Then from Crewai, we are importing Crew, we are importing text, and we are also importing the AI agents. Okay, so this is what we use to create our agents. All right, so I've written this code already because it's a very long code, not that long, but it's very long code. And I'll just take you through, make sure I explain every aspect of it for you so that you understand and you can implement it. So I'll be running this code along and We'll see if there are some errors, we can fix them. All right, so I'll go ahead and run the input. This will take some seconds and connect to our candle, and then it will run it successfully. All right, so it seems everything is good. We've correctly installed the dependencies. And also, guys, this is a tip. In order to use Crewai, in order not to run into any form of errors, make sure you are using Python version 3.10. I tried other versions of Python and I had some problems not working. Everything installed very well, but I'm getting errors and so on. So make sure you install Python version 3.10 and escape everything I've went through. I don't want you to go through that same hustle, okay? So just install Python version 3.10. Okay, from the imports, the next thing we are doing is that we are loading our API key. So load.env, and this will allow us to grab all our environmental keys, okay? And right here we are saying API key is equal to os.getEnv, and we are specifying the API key. So this is the name we've used in the .env file, and make sure any name you've used, you write the same name here. So in my case, I did OpenAI API key, and I'm writing it here. So make sure you do the same. Okay, after getting this API key, we are now instantiating our model, and we say this model is equal to what? Our chat OpenAI, and in here it accepts the API key and the particular version of the OpenAI model we want to use. So I told you earlier that I'll be using GPT 3.5 Turbo. So that's what I've set up here, and I can run this. Okay, so before we go into building AI agents, I'll test this model, and you will do that by writing model.invoke, and inside here you can pass in any string. So I can say hello there, and I'll run it. So if everything is correct, this should return me an AI message responding to my hello there. So you can see we've got AI message, and the content is hello, how can I assist you today? So this means our model is working and everything is working great. So now the next thing is to move on to how to build AI agents using the Crewai open source framework. All right, so you can see we've imported agents here, we've imported Crew, and we've also imported tags. So that should be something you should keep. To create an agent, we first have to give that agent a name, or in this case, we store a variable, and this variable is descriptive about what this agent is going to do. So in the diagram, we said our first agent is a researcher. So I've given it a research agent, and then an instance of the agent we have imported from Crewai. So in agent, you have to specify some couple of things. The first thing is you have to specify the role of that agent. What is the role of the agent? In our case, this agent is a researcher. Then the next thing you need to give it is a goal. Okay, a goal which the agent will be achieving. Which goal is it going to achieve? So the goal here is that you will conduct a research about a given topic. And you see how we are passing this topic right here, because it's something we'll be given when we are coming to run our code. Okay, so we are making it very flexible so that we can give it any topic at all. Either than that, we can just pass the particular topic straight away from here. But I'm just putting this in the curly braces so that we can put that topic anytime we want to run the code, and this will make it very dynamic, flexible to insert different topics and conduct different research on them. All right. After the goal, the next thing you need to do is to give this agent a backstory. Okay, so this backstory is kind of explaining the goal. Okay, so you can see the backstory I've given it. Before then, let me read the goal. You conduct a research about a given topic, and then the backstory goes like, you are a great researcher who conducts very technical research around a given topic. Once again, I'm specifying the topic, and I'll pass it when I'm running this particular code. Your research outcome contains facts only. So this is the backstory I'm giving this particular agent. Right from there, you have to also specify that verbose is true. So this is optional. You can do it false or true. And these verbose allow you to see how these agents are working internally when you run them. Okay, so verbose equal to true will show you how they are working, what they are doing. You can see some aspect of it. The next thing to give you the language model you are using. Okay, so in our case, we are using GPT model, and the name here is model. So you can see you specify LLM, and LLM is equal to the model you want to use. All right. This is very important, guys. Allow delegation. So you can see over here, we are saying allow delegation is equal to false, because I explained to you that agent 1 here is not going to delegate any task to any other agent. It's agent 2 that is what? Delegating tasks. So in case of agent 2, we have to what? allow task delegation. We have to specify it to true. So agent 1 here, allow delegation is set to false because it's going to do everything on its own. It's going to do the research on its own. All right. So this is how to create an agent. This is how you need to create AI agents. So once I've explained this, we'll just pass through the other agents I've created and you just look at them and run them so that we don't waste much time. So let me run this, and if everything is good, we got a success tick mark. Okay, so the next thing is to create the second agent. You can see now our research validator agent. And over here, I'm creating that particular agent. The name is research validator agent. And the role is research validator. The goal is your job is to validate a given research. All right, so we can even add research paper here. Okay, that's fine. And then you give it a backstory. You are a great or trusted research validator. The outcome of your research is published once they are equivalent to industry standard. Okay, so that's the backstory, and we are giving it the verbose is equal to true. Allow delegation is true here because when the research paper is received from agent 1 is not good, it will send message back to agent 1 to do the needful. So that's why over here allow delegation is set to what? True. It can delegate tasks. All right, guys. So this is how you set up agents once again. Okay, so this is our research validator agent. I'll also run it, and that's it. So guys, in order to achieve a very good result, you have to make sure you are specific about your goals and your backstories are also very good, or they are on point. Okay, then we'll move on to our agent 3, which is a blogger. It's a social media content writer. So you can see our social media post agent. We give it a role, we give it a goal and a backstory as well. All right, so the same thing, task delegation, we are setting it to false because it's not going to delegate tasks to anybody. Verbose is also equal to true. So this is our third agent, and we are done creating our agents. Okay, so the thing is, when you create agents, for each and every agent you have to create a tax for them. Okay, so that's why we are importing tax right here. For every agent you have to create a tax for it. So we have created 3 agents, so we have to create 3 individual tax for these agents. And over here we start with our first tax, and this tax is for the research agent we've created, or the researcher agent. So you just have to give it a variable name research tax. Okay, so that's for our research agent. And inside here you give it a description. Okay, give it a description of what this agent is to do. Even though you give it the role and the backstory, the goal, you have to describe it more so that the agent understand the goal. Okay, so here you can see the description. You stand out as an award-winning researcher. You conduct very detailed research based on a given topic. The research papers are read, and here I made it is, so we can change it to are read by various people around the world because of how great they are and the reputation you have gathered over the years. So over here, I'm just trying to fool this LLM so that it gives me something good, okay? So that it gives me a very good research paper based on my given topic. So you can see how well I've written the description. And the second thing you need to give to this task is that you need to provide your expected output. At the end of the day, the agent will do the work, but what are you expecting from that agent? Okay, and over here, what I'm expecting from that agent is to give me a very technical yet friendly research paper. So agent 1 should do all the job, but it should give me what? A very technical yet friendly research paper. All right, so that's the task for agent 1, or the research agent. Now we need to create another task for the following agent. So here is for the research validator agent. Task, I've given it the description, and this goes by being one of the greatest research paper validators in the world. Your job is to validate research papers and make sure they are only published after meeting the industry standard. So if they don't meet the industry standard, guess what? It will send them back to what? Agent 1 to do the needful. That's why this particular agent is having what? Allow delegation set to true. That means if agent 1 is not doing the right work, if the papers from agent 1 are not up to industry standard, it will send them back to agent 1 to what? Do the right thing. And the output I'm expecting from this research validator is a great research paper ready for publication. That's all I need. And the next thing you need to also provide here, sorry, I didn't say it. So you have to specify the particular agent responsible for this task. So our agent for the research task is the research agent. So you specify agent is equal to what? Research agent. The same thing here. The agent responsible for research validating tasks is what? Our research validator agent. And we have done all those agents at the top. So I'll now run this one and you can see we are through. The last task we need to what create is for the content creator agent, and I've given it a well-written description. So you are a social media content creator. You write blogs. It shouldn't be you write blogs simplifying research papers of simplifying research papers to your audience. How come I've done all these mistakes? To your audience, your priority is that it will be very friendly and easy to understand. And the output I need from this particular social media agent is that a well-documented social media blog post not less than 2 pages. Okay, so you can request more or you can request less. By default, if you don't give it the number of pages you want, sometimes it gives you something small, which I don't like. So I'm more specific here that it should be not less than 2 pages. Okay, then I'm specifying that okay, the agent responsible for this is the what? Research validator agent. No, so this should be the social media content creator agent. Where is it? So this should be social media agent because it's the social media tax. So I can get rid of this. So the agent here should be our social media post agent. All right. So that's the agent responsible for handling the social media tax. Here is research validator agent. This one should be research agent. Okay, that's correct. So now I can run this and now we are done for creating our agents and we are giving them their associated tags. Okay, so the next thing is to combine these agents together with their tasks together so that they work hand in hand. So a group of agents here, we call them a crew. So that's why we are what? Importing crew here from crew AI. So over here, you can see we are importing crew. So crew will help us to what? Assemble these agents together, to assemble these tags together. So over here, at the down here, you can see I have my crew. So crew is equal to crew, and over here, I'm assembling all the agents together. So it takes agents, and agent is equal to a list of all your agents. Guys, pay attention here. You have to make sure these agents are assembled according to how the task is going to be executed. In our diagram here, you can see first the task goes to the what? Researcher agent before going to what? The research validator agent before going to the social media content creator agent. So you have to also make sure you arrange them the same way. If not, you run to some errors or you not get any accurate result. So you can see my first agent here is the research agent. The second agent is the research validator agent, and the last one is the social media post agent. The same thing goes to the task. You have to also what? Align them because these things are executed sequentially. Okay, so you have to make sure you align them properly or you align them based on how they are going to execute these tasks. So the tags here, I have research tags, I have research validator tags before the social media tags. And I'm specifying memory here is equal to true so that I keep track of whatever we are doing. So finally, you can see verbose here is not set to true or false, but it's set to 2. Okay, for the crew, the verbose is between 1 and 2. And setting it 1 or 2 depends on details you want to see about the outputs. Okay, so when you set it to 1, you see some detail, but when you set it to 2, you see much detail about how it's executing this task. So that's why by default I put it at 2 so that we can see whatever is going on. Okay, so this is how you create a crew, and crew just helps you to assemble your agents together, assemble all your tasks together. So let me quickly run this, and over here you can see we got a success tick mark indicating that everything is good. Now here comes the fun part. Okay, so you can see we are giving our agents a given topic. Okay, so over here you need to specify the topic you want these agents to work on. And you can see my topic here is what? Computer vision. So you have to make sure this is in the dictionary form. So I've created a variable called inputs, and this is equal to a Python dictionary. And here I'm giving the topic as the key, and the value here is the actual topic I want this agent to research on. So any topic I'll put here, which is computer vision, it will come and replace anywhere it sees topic. It will put what? Computer vision here. It will put computer vision at anywhere it sees the word topic. Okay, so it will put it here and put it here as well. So in case you use a lot of other stuffs in your agents, in your tags, you have to make sure you add them to it. Okay, but in this my case, I'm using only topic, so I'll just do topic is equal to computer vision. But if you have other stuff, let's say uh you have name, you can also do name, and then the value you set it to something is maybe coffee or something. But in our case, we are only using topic, so I'll just leave it as this. So this our input will be feeding into our queue to perform our research on. So I'll run it, and this is fine. And to run this particular crew together, to run this particular AI researcher we've built now, you have to just write crew.kickoff, because you assemble them and you are giving it into a variable called crew. So you just do crew.kickoff, and then you give it the necessary input you've defined here. So input is equal to inputs, because we've also named it input, and this will return to us a result. So immediately around these agents will start work, making a research, passing and delegating tasks to one another till everything is done. So it has started, and first is entering into the Crew AI agent executor chain. So first it will pass through the first agent we've created, and it will go ahead to do its work. So finally, guys, this is done. They have finished writing our research paper. So let's go through and see how it has written the research paper. Okay, so right from the start, you can see agent one has started its work, and it says, I can now give you a great answer. And it started. So final answer, it has given the research paper a title, and over here it has written the abstract, the introduction, the methodology, the results, and it has even referenced this particular paper it has written. That's great, guys. So every research paper comes with what? References. Okay, for how true these references are, I don't know, but I know they might be correct or they might be accurate. What we can do is to just check them up, which I'm not going to do here. You guys can do that, and let me know in the comment section. Okay, so agent one has finished the work. Now it will send this work to what? Agent two to check this particular work. So this is the finished work. And right after that, agent two have started. So agent two have to review this work and make sure it conforms to the industry standard. So right here, you can see I need to carefully review the research paper title, Advancement in Computer Vision Systems. So this title was given by what? Agent what? One. And then the action is that, okay, ask questions to co-workers. So the action input, co-worker, researcher, question, what are the key advancements discussed? So what agent 2 is literally doing here is that is what? Delegation tasks back to agent 1 to correct certain things in the research paper, okay? And remember, we've done task delegation to agent 2 as what? True. So it's delegating tasks to agent 1. The work you have done is not conforming to standard of the research paper, so you have to rewrite it. Agent 1 has taken it back again, has written it, and then sent it back to what? Agent 2. Agent 2 have to what? Still see whether this research paper is correct. So let's see over here. I think that's what agent. So you can see this went on back and forth between them in order to get you a very good research paper. So after that, the final work will go through the final agent, which is the blogger. So over here, you can see task output, advancement in computer. So this is the blog, okay? The final result will be our blog, and this blog will be our final result from the agents. From the diagram, you can see our final output should be a blog post, which you can post on our social media platforms. All right. So we can get our final result from the result variable here called blog. Let me scroll from this result variable, okay? And if I should run that, you can see we'll have it here. So from ipython.display, I'm importing markdown, and markdown will help us to mark down our results. So this result is the blog post, and remember I said I don't want something less than 2 pages. So that's why it has written it like this. So this is our what blog post from our AI agents. So this is how you can build your very own AI researcher. So let's go through this blog post. It has given it a title, Advancements in Computer Vision and Comprehensive Analysis. Then I started writing it for you in today's rapid evolving technological landscape. Let's see. So it has just written this blog post very nicely. And this is something people might like to read, okay? Because this looks very professional. So guys, this is how we can create multi-agent systems, okay? This is how you can create multi-AI agent system to perform a specific task for you. And you can see this is very quite easy to do. Crewai have done the heavy lifting, and all you need to do is to set these agents up in the way you want them. So this is all for this particular tutorial. If you want these tutorials, let me know in the comment section. Also, like, subscribe to the channel, share with people. This might help, and I really appreciate that a lot. Let's build a learning community together, guys. Thanks for watching once again, and I will see you in the next tutorial.